Kennedy didn't want to talk about that. Or about how parents who bought the false notion, spread by Kennedy, that vitamin A could cure measles, are overdosing their children and putting them in the hospital. Bill Maher posts about dinner with Trump as Kid Rock says, "It could not have been better." Kennedy is the second clown in the Trump administration's traveling circus to visit Arizona in recent days. He follows closely behind Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem, who joined an ICE raid wearing her favorite dress-up costume, body armor, oversized firearm and Rolex watch. This was followed by a photo op that U.S. Sen. Ruben Gallego called cosplay, mockingly noting how Noem had her weapon pointed at the head of the officer next to her. Now, Kennedy comes to town to praise a Republican bill, House Bill 2165, that would bar Arizona recipients of government assistance from using the funds to purchase soda. That's what Kennedy wanted to talk about. Not, for example, the $1 billion worth of programs canceled by the Department of Agriculture, including funds that made local food purchases for schools and food banks nationwide. Arizona will take a $21 million hit. He didn't want to talk about the 500 cases of measles in Texas or the 56 individuals hospitalized. Need a break? Play the USA Today Daily Crossword Puzzle. Instead, he was in Phoenix to talk about soda. Kennedy wanted to talk about soda, not measles, called COVID-19 a targeted attack on Caucasians and black people. He said cellular networks allowed governments to collect data and control users' opinion. If RFK Jr. fights vaccines now, Texas's measles outbreak will end him. He wants fluoride out of public water systems. 4 of his siblings wrote a letter saying he does not share the same vision, values or judgment of their famous father. His cousin Caroline, President John F. Kennedy's daughter, called him a predator whose actions have cost lives. Tell welfare recipients what to drink, not lawmakers. There were so many possible lines of inquiry for the secretary. But all he wanted to talk about was soda, and the Republicans sheltering him did all they could to keep the proceedings saccharine sweet. RFK Jr.'s family warned us about his kooky ideas. The cabinet secretary from an administration that brags about its transparency didn't want to talk about that. Or about any of Kennedy's debunked anti-vaccination pronouncements. There are whole lists of his kooky public positions. The Democrats who opposed the anti-soda bill suggested that if their Republican colleagues felt so strongly about telling people what they could and could not drink, using concerns about health as an excuse, that perhaps they also should bar themselves from purchasing soda with the money they receive from the state for daily expenses. This irritated State Sen. John Kavanaugh, who said it would be a very dangerous road to tell politicians how they should spend money the state gives them, but that it's perfectly reasonable to tell people how to spend money when it's part of a welfare benefit. I guess we all could understand why a guy like that wants to boss around others while ensuring his ability to swig sugary, syrupy, heavily sweetened beverages. I mean, such a sourpuss. Reach Montini at ed.montini@arizonarepublic.com. Like this column. Get more opinions straight into your email inbox by signing up for our free opinions newsletter, which publishes Monday through Friday.